What up, peeps? It's your girl K-Cee Deeva here, and Anthony Adams, and we are
Hey.
giving you Afterthoughts, 90 Day Fiance, WTF moments, according to
Woo-hoo-hoo.
us.
Yes.
And we got some stuff to talk about, and we're even giving you a
Oh
bonus
Lord.
tonight because if you don't have Discovery Plus, we're going to get you caught up to speed on single life, 90 Day Fiance, the single life,
Mhm.
um, and all the folks, Colt T, all the folks
Ed.
that, yeah, Big Head, what's her
Mhm.
name? Brandon, what is her name? Brandy, what can I think of
Uh
her name? Oh my
uh
gosh, I'm totally drawing a blank.
I know what you're talking about. I think it is Brandy.
It is Brandy.
Yeah,
Brandy.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
all the players. We're gonna get you
Yes.
to speed on what's going on with them.
Yes. Let's do
But
it.
first, we're gonna talk about happily ever after because
Yes.
we've been keeping up with that. Took
Mhm.
last week off, but you know what? It's summertime. Sometimes we got to go out and play. So we did just that, and
Mhm.
for the show. All right.
Yes.
So let's just dive on in.
Let's
Uh,
go.
let's talk about Andre and Libby.
Oh.
So now, if you remember, you've been keeping up with it. Andre, who's Mr. I don't have to work because you have a rich family back in the beginning, has now decided he wants a job. Well, he decided he wants a job, wants to join the family business in flipping houses. Okay.
Mhm.
Got a real estate license. So he's raring to go. Last we talked to you, he wanted 100 grand from Chuck, Libby's dad, to start his own business flipping houses. Chuck said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nope, not going to happen. I will bring you
Mhm.
into the family business and you can learn how we do it.
Yep.
And then I'll see how you do. And then I may give you a loan to do your own thing.
Mhm.
Fast forward.
Yep.
Last night, all went to hell in a handbasket. What
Yes.
happened, Anthony? Tell the people what happened.
Oh, okay. So Chuck, Andre, and the brother-in-law Charlie,
Chuck's the
uh,
dad.
Chuck's the dad. Okay, and brother-in-law Charlie and Andre went to this new house that they were taking a look at, and they were going to basically just do kind of a walkthrough. They're going to take some photos. They're basically doing what's called a site survey. So they're going to go through. They're going to take some photos, take some notes, figure out what needs to be fixed, what they can do, etc. And as they're discussing it, all of a sudden, then all three of the guys look off camera, and the camera pans over, and the daughter, not Libby, Andre's
Her
wife, but
sister.
her sister shows up, and she comes in like a firecracker. She is livid. She is asking, why does she not know about the walkthrough? What? And on top of that, what is Andre doing here? Andre goes, what are you doing here? I'm here to get the sale and everything.
You
And
sound just like him.
and everybody kind of looked at him going, wait, what? Like, who
He
said
like
you getting this sale?
he's thinking he's getting all the money. He clearly doesn't understand how the family business works.
No.
And Andre, you're an in-law, okay, sweetheart. I'm gonna need you to fall back.
Yes, you are there to That's what you're there to do. You're there
Right,
to
you're
give
gonna
your little
learn.
opinion. Yes. You start from the bottom step and you work your way up, okay? If
But
you see
I don't blame her for being upset though, Ann, because
no, not
I
at
do
all.
feel like, but I don't think Chuck was being shady. I
Mm-mm.
think Chuck, because he said I forgot to even tell her about it. I think he was so focused on I gotta manage Charlie and Andre and make sure they
Mm-hmm.
don't get into a fist fight, you know, because they can't stand
Mm-hmm.
each other. I think he was so focused on seeing that go smoothly. He truly forgot to tell the daughter who normally, does her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she talked to her sister, Libby, Andre's
Mm-hmm.
wife, and that's how she found out about it.
Yep.
So,
So
but
yeah.
here's my thing though. Andre's an arrogant ass. He is an arrogant ass. He's just pompous and arrogant. And
Mm-hmm.
I tried to like him. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but
Yeah.
he just, he opens his mouth, and that's a wrap.
Just shoots himself in the foot. I mean, listen, the family, your dad-in-law has given you chance after chance to basically live off of him. He put you in a house. All you had to do was just maintain the yard. You didn't
Didn't
want
want
to
to do
do that. And then he pays for your Moldovan wedding. They find out secrets about you that you actually left your other country, your job being a police officer. So then there's that.
No, no, not only that. While they're in Moldova, remember what he told them? He said, "You guys can get back on the plane and go home."
You can get back on the plane and you can go home. This is the Moldovan wedding. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I remember
Right,
that. Yeah,
but
just
you can still pay for my wedding. Get out of
no, it
here.
doesn't work. Well, then on top of that, he basically Kanye'd Chuck's birthday by announcing they were having a Moldovan wedding, and it's like, really? You couldn't wait. You couldn't have said, hey, you couldn't have said, sweetie, I think we need to have a dinner at our house, and that way we can announce that we're having a Moldovan wedding. You could have done that, but you didn't. No, it's like, dude, stop. You going Andre gonna find himself by himself if he ain't careful.
Yeah, I feel for Libby. She got her
Yeah.
hands full with that one. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll
Yes.
see what happens. Andre, just chill, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to learn the business. You can actually learn something if you shut your mouth long enough and quit
Mm-hmm.
thinking you know every damn thing. You
Mm-hmm.
might actually learn how to flip a house and actually get the loan from Chuck and so on. But
Yeah.
he's intent on fighting with Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie's not going to tell me what to do. Charlie's been part of this business a lot longer than you.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you play nice
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm saying, it's like be smart about it. You don't have to be his BFF, but
Right.
Charlie's running things. You need to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah,
anyway,
I agree. I agree.
we'll see what happens.
Yep. Oh
All
yeah.
right.
So we got next.
Up next, let's talk about Asuelo and Kalani. Now, I used to be I used to be Team Asuelo.
Me
I
too.
actually I love both. I like both of them. I
Me
really like
too.
Kalani. I like her
Mm-hmm.
sister. I like her family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Asuelo. At first, I thought, what is this dude's deal? But I'm like, he's young. He's literally fresh off the island.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know a lot. He has to get Americanized, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy really is a jerk, and I'm tired of it. I don't like the way
Yeah.
he treats Kalani. She's
Yeah.
always crying. She's always trying to be creative and think, how can I save my marriage? How can I save my marriage?
Mm-hmm.
And he just does stupid shit.
Yeah.
Talk about
Yeah.
the game room. Talk about the man cave.
Oh, okay. So last night on the show, we learned that Asuelu, that Kalani, being the good wife that she is, she was trying, as you said, trying doing things to save her marriage, allows Asuelu to have a game room, where he can play his video games and have his stuff. And a lot of times he falls asleep in there, and then only to learn that her and Kalani, her, you okay? Okay, just making
This
sure.
whole thing is just choking me up. Go ahead.
I had to make sure now. I need to make sure my
I,
co-host is good. Okay,
I
cool.
appreciate
Now,
that.
yeah, it's okay.
Ooh,
But we learn that the only time, he goes into the bedroom is when he wants some from his wife, and then that's it. So it's just one of those things where you're just like, oh my
it
goodness. It's
was
like,
sad. It's
it was
sad because
sad.
she said, "I feel alone in my marriage," and I've heard that before.
She,
I've heard people say like, I might be in a relationship or I might be married, but it's like I still feel lonely just because I'm with someone. If it's, they're sleeping in separate beds.
yeah, the term she used was single married woman, basically.
Single married woman, exactly,
Yeah, yeah. I
exactly.
mean, and listen, I understand about the whole purpose of a guy having a man cave. We need to have our place where we can go have our video games, our comic books, our vinyl records, our etc. I had one, and I gave it up for when for my daughter, for it to be my daughter's room. But it wasn't just a place where I would go in there and just chill. I would also get work done in there. Like if I had a
Yeah,
DJ gig coming up, I'd go in there and would be in there downloading music on my computer. So it doubled as an office. But also, you gotta, but here's the thing though, Asuelu, you gotta earn that man cave, bruh. You gotta earn that. You gotta be out here putting in the work and everything and helping out with the kids and making sure your wife
she
is
ain't
good.
doing
And
nothing.
he's not doing nothing. I mean, he's got a ride share job. Okay, yay. I'll give you that. That's awesome. That's a step up.
You see the look
That's
on my face.
that's a step. I mean, that's a step up from the frozen yogurt place he was working at. But still, you want your wife to buy a new house. Well, last I checked, is your wife even working? I
Yeah,
mean,
she's working. She's
okay, she's
taking care of
working.
the household. She's taking care of the two kids.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, the girl, she's worn out. She's tired, and then she
Yeah,
went a loveless marriage, and she
yeah,
keeps trying to make it work. And you know
hmm
what, Kalani,
mm,
sweetheart, you can do so much better.
yeah. I mean, if he don't get his act together, my thing is this: I think if he don't get his act together by the end of the season, she might be filing for divorce papers.
I think she's there.
Yeah,
I think she's one step out.
yeah,
1 foot
yeah,
in, 1 foot out.
yeah.
We'll see.
We
I wish
will.
him the best. I hope they can work it out, but he needs to change his attitude
Mm-hmm.
big
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Okay. Who's next? Who's next?
Oh, who do we got? We got was it Yari and
Yar
Jova?
Jova. Jovi, Yar
Jovi,
Jova.
Jova, Jova, Jovi.
Jovi and Yara. Okay, can I
Yes.
just say Yara looks beautiful now. I don't know, it's because she had the baby. I think
Mm-hmm.
she looks so much better than when she first
Yeah. Yeah.
her hair. I don't know, maybe she got
Mm-hmm.
different stylists, or I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
just think she's glowing now to me. I think
Yeah.
she's beautiful now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Yara, you gotta let Jovi experience some of the newness of being a dad. Like as
Mm.
a new mom, and I understand moms are like this. They're very protective of the kid, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, but she won't let him do anything.
She won't.
And he's gotta learn.
Yeah.
I felt
I'm
bad for him. I felt bad for him.
I felt bad for him as well because it's like you want to be able to assist your wife who just had a baby so she can rest, she can have a break and everything. At the
Yeah.
same time, you also got to remember, like you look at like a mother cub in the jungle. She's very protective of her babies. She
Yes.
don't want nobody. So I understand both sides. My thing is Jovi got to understand, hey, bro, times have changed. Your wife is allowed to breastfeed in public. It's not
Well,
against the
he didn't
law.
know. He
He
didn't know.
didn't
He's a
know.
new,
He didn't know.
he's
Yeah.
young and he's a new dad, and
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there was a time
Mhm.
when that was taboo.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, yeah. I mean, the one thing, did you catch
yeah.
this though? When they were talking, when Yara was talking about, she's like, I'm used to the 5-star restaurants and eating fancy
I
dinners. And
did catch that.
I'm like, yeah, that all goes away once you have a kid, unless your husband is like bringing in that income to where y'all can do that. Yeah, that all goes away. you gotta
Yeah.
you learn the word sacrifice when you have a child. Yeah.
Well, the other thing too, Jovi, he's like, okay, we didn't get to really get to. They're still kind of getting to know each other. They didn't have a
Mm.
honeymoon yet. He started to talk to her about like, hey, we can leave the baby with my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and go on our honeymoon. And
Mm-hmm.
again, Yara being the protective, mother, and she doesn't want to leave the baby even with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree with Jovi. I think that you have to get to a point, at least maybe 6 months, where
Yeah.
you're comfortable. You gotta let the grandparents be grandparents. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to, you know what I mean? She's gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
kind of loosen up a little, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I get the attachment part, but
Mm-hmm.
she's gotta trust family and because she's gonna need them. He has a job where he has to go away all the time.
And he's getting ready to
So
leave for 2 months.
he's gonna leave for 2 months. So
Mm.
she needs to, you know, accept his mom's help, and her
Mm-hmm.
family's not there.
No, no, not at
So
all. Not at all. So
yeah, so that's
uh,
gonna be interesting to see.
it is. This is gonna be real interesting to see next week. I think next week's gonna be a good one. So I'm ready for
I
that
think so.
one. Yes,
All the
yes,
other
yes.
couples were boring, so we're not even gonna mention them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna skip over them.
Y'all ain't missing nothing.
No, these are
Mm.
our top WTF moments.
Yes.
Okay, so let's speak of WTF. For those, if you don't have Discovery Plus, you're in for a treat tonight. We're gonna get you up to speed on single life. So we got Big Ed.
Mm.
We've got uh
Colt.
I can't think of her name. I
Uh
don't think it's Brandy though.
Brandy.
Brittany.
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 Brittany. Yes. Yes.
It
Yes.
was the two of
Or
us.
or as I called her when she first appeared on 90 Day the Other Way, the knockoff of Meg the Stallion. Because remember she was a rapper.
A knock off of me. I want to be okay. How
if
about
if
that?
if you ordered Meg the Stallion off a Wish, this is what you get.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, let me
Okay,
stop.
Brittany.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brittany.
Brittany's a little bit of a player. I mean, she's got the one dude, she got two dudes.
Mm-hmm.
One she kicked to the curb after he came from Canada and hung out with her, and
Mm.
and but while she was hanging out with him, she kicked this other, young, cute, nice, seemed like nice guy, little possessive, a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, she's a little possessive, but at the same time, she keeps ghosting him
Yeah.
and he keeps coming back around. And I think,
Mm-hmm.
he shows up at the tell all and then she doesn't show up and he's trying to call her and she blocks his number and she doesn't answer. And
Mm.
then she finally answers and it looks like next week she'll be there at the tell all, but she's going to be on the phone, which the other cast
Yeah.
are not happy about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk
I,
about Big Ed,
Big Ed was there with his, I guess now ex-girlfriend, Liz, who is the
who was
girl
20. Well, she's 29.
29, is divorced, has a child, and mind you, he's been like chasing after this girl the whole season, and he finally gets her, and then they broke up, and then they got back together, and then they show up at the tell-all, and you could tell she had actually started to fall in love with him, and because she was ready to she just was damn near. I can't remember. Did she start crying?
Yes, and I still don't understand it, Ed.
I mean,
I don't see it. I
I,
mean, I don't
yeah,
see
I mean,
it. Okay, here's
you
the thing.
know,
Big Ed, I used to feel sorry for him too.
hmm
And but now we learned last night, Big Ed's a little bit of a jerk. I mean, he's been toying with this
yeah,
girl. He finally gets her, and then it's like now all of a sudden he's just showing his jerk side. I mean,
yeah,
she said they moved in together, but he wouldn't let her decorate the place or even have a say in any of the decorations. He
hmm
chose the pictures to put up of her and her daughter.
hmm
He has a shower curtain with his face on it, which is creepy. Um, he's just a jerk. I mean, so they get
yeah,
together, they fight all the time, and then he dumps her after she's like, I finally decide to give this a shot. Then he
hmm
dumps me and runs to Vegas.
Ooh,
And the cast was like, Ed, you're a jerk. Like,
I never thought I'd say this, but I agreed with Colt when he called Ed out. Colt was like, "Look, I know I'm a piece of trash." He's like, "But what you did," he's like, "that makes me look like a model citizen." I was like, "Wow, I never saw." I'm like, hey, if you think about it, he took a page out of Colt's book. That seems like something Colt would do. I'm
I
like,
think model
"Wow,
citizen is a stretch for Cole,
yeah."
but I don't know. He kind of got on my nerves. It's like, shut up, Cole, because you're the biggest player of them all. You can't be talking about nobody and nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and and the Vanessa girl, she bothers me too. I
Mm-hmm.
just I don't I, something's it's
Mm,
just weird. It's like, why are
yeah.
you with this guy? Like when you know what he's about, like you've seen how he's treated other women. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the mistake a lot of women make is thinking, oh, he's gonna be different with me. No, he's not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean he might soften up a little bit. He might, but they're already having issues. So
Yep.
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah. I mean, only a matter of time. I mean, and on top of that, I think his ex shows up on the next show. Her and her new
Oh,
husband.
Jess, yeah,
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 she shows up on the next show with her new husband, and I'm like,
yes,
oh, this is gonna be one for the ages. Of course, his mom is there at the reunion, and she's screaming at everybody.
yeah,
So,
yeah. His mom, you know, she got mad. She told Ed to f off because he said, "You know what? Y'all let Colt go. He's gotta get off the nipple. He's gotta."
who does Ed live with again?
Right, his mom.
Exactly.
You know, but I
Exactly.
I think I think there's a little difference. It seems to me
Mm-hmm.
that Ed's mom is a lot more independent. She doesn't
Yeah.
meddle. She talks to him, and they have a conversation. They have a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he might be living with her to take
Hmm.
care of her because she's a little
Yeah.
older, even a little older than Debbie, I think.
Yeah.
Debbie, you know, Colt and Debbie, they can't let go of each other. You know, his mom, she's very clingy because, you know, the dad's gone. And
Yeah.
I think Colt feels some guilt. And so he
Hmm.
can't, he can't
Hmm.
separate his mom.
You
And here's
can't.
the thing, you know what? When your parents get older, whatever, I don't think there's anything wrong living with them, especially
No,
if
not at
you're
all.
taking care of them. But
Hmm.
they can't be meddling in your business like that. And he
No, not at
allows her
all.
to meddle in every single relationship.
Yeah, and yeah, it's not a good look. Somebody said that they were like the modern day, was it the modern day Norman Bates and his mom?
Oh my gosh.
I forgot where I saw that, but somebody said that they're the modern day Norman Bates and his mom. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's about right. Yep.
Yeah. That's
So,
it. That's it. Yeah, that's
mm-hmm.
exactly it. I agree. I
Uh,
agree.
yeah. Who else did they have there? Yeah. So, Brittany didn't show up. There was somebody. Oh, what's her name was there?
Fernanda?
Yeah, Fernanda was there. I was thinking the one that dated the dude that's a truck driver now. That was married to dude.
Oh gosh.
Uh,
Oh man, I know the glasses, chubby lady.
yes, yes, and
That was
she's
he was a trip.
her ex husband. Yes, it was a trip.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. What is his name?
Is it Muhammad or something like that?
His name's Muhammad, but what's her name? Debbie. Debbie. No, not Debbie.
I can't think of it right now. Watch, it's gonna come to us when we least expect it. Um,
Oh,
but she seemed like she found somebody who treats her well. He
uh-huh.
was on the show, and of course with her three girlfriends as well. And she said, I didn't hear anything from him, and I think he said something had happened and he didn't call her, but he did
Mhm.
apologize for it. They're gonna have another date, and he seems like he genuinely likes her a lot, and she genuinely likes him. So I'm actually happy for her that she's found somebody. And
Yeah.
Muhammad was on there himself. Now Muhammad, I don't know if he
Muhammad's a
was just,
jerk.
yeah, he's a jerk. He got up and walked out. He was in a hotel room, and he's like, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I'm done with this show and everything.
Well, but I guess they kept him waiting. I think that's why he was irritated too.
Yeah,
Because he's a
yeah,
truck driver, he had to work or whatever.
yeah. But he
Uh,
looked like he was in like a nice little posh hotel from what I seen when he was interviewing him.
really?
Yeah, he looked like he was because you saw if you look in the background, you saw a bed behind him and everything. And it was like low lit. I'm like, what 5-star hotel are you staying in, dude?
Danielle.
Danielle, yes.
I had to look it up.
I
I was like,
know.
it was driving me crazy. Danielle, Muhammad and
Yeah,
Danielle.
yeah. But though, I'm happy for Danielle. She seems like she really enjoys this guy. He really seems to like her. He wants to get to know her more. Hey,
Pump the brakes, and
what's up? What did I miss?
they hadn't hung out in like months. Like they went on the 2 dates.
Right.
And remember the second date, she told him about Muhammad saying that,
Right.
no one would have sex with her because she smells
Mm-hmm.
and she needs to see a doctor, et cetera, et cetera. Well, that crushed her. So
Yeah.
I'm confused about why the hell she's even still talking to Muhammad because they still talk and what do y'all talk about? Like this guy is
Mm-hmm.
um and then on the the first date with the or it was second date with this
Yeah.
other guy who seems like you're right, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
She tells him this and she's crying.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then he keeps having excuses every time I'm supposed to get together. So
Yeah.
I mean, it just was all wrong. A,
Yeah.
she should have never told him that because that's just TMI, way too
Yeah.
soon. And she could have just kept that to herself. Um, and B, it's like, you know, that that's enough that could scare a guy off. So I'm not so sure if he was just being polite for the cameras and
Mm.
saying, yeah, I want to see her again, or if he was kind of just put off by that whole because it's obvious she's still hung up on Muhammad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, that's why I'm hoping that I hope it works out, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens if there's a next season of this show, which I'm sure there will be. So we'll see. I'm just gonna have to wait and see.
I guess I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fernanda was there. Her story hadn't come up yet, but her outfit, I loved her little
Mm-hmm.
fringy outfit. She always wears
Yeah.
cute, sexy stuff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
little Latin flair kind of cutesy stuff.
Yep.
But wait a minute, let's talk about Big Ed trying
Mm.
to, we see a preview in the next tell all where she's telling Liz that Big Ed was trying to holler at her or something like in between the break. I'm like, see, now we know why Ed is single.
Yeah. Well, let me stop you there. At the beginning of the show, when Fernanda first comes in, Ed's like, "Oh, I have such a crush on Fernanda."
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, we saw that. So I was like, no, but see, okay, so she said that she's trying to flirt in between because I thought it was she said something like he tried to holler at her. He wanted to holler at her roommate or something like that, like her old roommate or something in Chicago. That's
Well,
what I
I guess we'll find out
thought.
next
Yeah,
week.
we're gonna find out. Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he did try to holler at Fernanda. So yeah, somebody who's young and young enough to be his daughter and beautiful. Of course, that's his total type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, peeps, it's that time for us to say goodbye. Tune
Mm-hmm.
in next week. We'll get
Mm-hmm.
you up to speed on Happily Ever After, and hopefully some of our other couples won't be so boring. So we can
Yes.
talk about them. And yeah, in the meantime, we're going to say goodbye. It's getting late in the evening, and
It
I'm starting
is.
to fade.
Me too.
All right, peeps. Until next time.